That's right. I'm back. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, we're going to talk about it right after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show. That show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's right. Well, I'm back. Will you stand by just for a minute? I need to shut down. We're going to talk about it. Right. This is what happens when you don't go live for a while, honestly. Oh, come on. Yes, sirree, Bob. Now we're stuck in a loop. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. So how is everyone? It seems like it's been so long. So long. Yes, I've done a couple tests since my accident. And yet here we are once again. You knew I couldn't stay away. I absolutely couldn't stay away. I love doing this. It took a lot to do it because I got to tell you, the one thing that I'm struggling with even to this day is sitting up for too long. My foot seems to swell like crazy. Now, this is not unusual. I thought for sure this was unusual, but it is so not unusual. This happens to everyone with this sort of injury. For those of you who don't know, if you didn't see the thumbnail, I broke my calcaneus. That is your heel bone. I came off the ladder. It was a 14-foot ladder and came straight down on some concrete. Well, it wasn't a 14-foot ladder. I'm sorry. It was a 26-foot ladder. I was up 14 foot. We came down. My son and I were working on his garage door. We both came down off of that ladder. I ended up breaking my heel because I've got about 25 years on Mr. Flexible. He did, of course, have 5 stitches in his upper lip. Fortunately, he's recovered fully from that. Us older folks, not so much. Now, I'm going to make this a PSA of sorts. It's kind of like the old mantra. There's something about being over 40 tells you not to put your ass above your head. Well, I would say the same thing is true for ladders, if you know what I mean. Okay. Having said that, that's the more you know, right? Having said that, trying to get back in the saddle here. Now, there's been so much that has gone on since last time we talked. And this is even since the last test. I ran 2 tests since January 4th when that happened. I've been laid up. I mean, it's literally a question of medication, whether it be hydrocodone, whether it be just ibuprofen to keep checks on the pain and swelling, and elevation. You want to talk about cabin fever. That's what happens. And I'm going to get to guests. We've already got one guest. Guys, go ahead and call in. The number is right here. Actually, I forgot to mention this. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do is put zoom.us into your browser, choose join a meeting, which is in the upper right-hand corner. Enter in that meeting number when it asks for it. You will show up in my green room, and I will bring you up one at a time. First come, first serve. Tonight, we got Brandon ready to come up. But Brandon, hang on the phone there. I know it's late over where you're at. But I've got a lot to say here because it has been a long time, and I want to get all of this off my chest. Where are we at now? We're 4 minutes into the show. I want to give people a chance to dive in. Let's say hello to all these kind people who have decided to join the rebirth. I call it a rebirth of the Video Call-In Show, but we all know that it never went anywhere really. I was just laid up, man. I was just laid up. But we've got MC Nemesis Live. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Oh, came from Poosage Studios. Just saw Andrew and his wife doing their show tonight. They always put on a good show. Thanks for being here. Brandon Jackson Vlogs. How you doing, Brandon? Jack Noah, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome back to the show, my friend. Lottery of Life, that would be Mike Van Doozy. Mike, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Jelly Duck 100, just saw him on another live stream earlier. I think that was Not a Great Gamer in Ghana. Ghana is over. I should say Ghana is over visiting Not a Great Gamer. Let's see. We've got Diana SFN Ning. How are you, Diana? Good to see you. Sorry if I butchered that one. Rent to Grown, how you doing, Claire? Good to see you. Long time no see. If you're still on when I get done with my stream in an hour, I will come back to visit. Yes, please do. I'll try to stay on as long as I can, Claire. My goal here now, and we'll get into the fine details, but my goal now is to stay on as long as I can, as long as it's comfortable. And I'll tell you why that's even more important now than it was even during the tests. But to continue, we've got Susan Hamilton. Susan, how are you, my dear? Good to see you. We've got Luke Duke outdoors. Good to see you too, man. Good to see you. Jesse Mendez, how you doing, brother? Welcome. Michael Riley, how are you? We're going to talk about a little bit more about my foot, Michael, so hang on. Let's see. Luke Duke and Easton Music Ministries. How are you, Easton? Good to see you as well, man. Live Windows Training, Doug Betts. Doug, how are you, man? It's been a good long time. Good long time. Ronnie G, Positive Vibes. Ronnie, how are you? I can't tell you how often that I've been lurking on Jason's streams. You've seen me pop in every once in a while, but I lurk quite a bit on his streams and see you there all the time. Thanks for being here. Excuse me. Catherine Cook, how are you? I'm doing better. I'm actually doing better. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Wow, we've got 3 people waiting now. Guys, you should know that this is going to be an extended version. As long as I can stand, to be sitting here, I'm going to try to get on as many of you as I possibly can. That's why I started at 9 o'clock. And there is some things to say about 9 o'clock that I want you all to hear. So, hang out for a bit. We've got Nag, Not a Great Gamer. How are you, my friend? Just saw them, like I said, and Ghana's here as well. Hey, how you doing? Where is Danny Black? Danny, how are you, man? How are you? Angel Munez Variety Show. Angel, good to see you as always, my friend. already on the list. Okay. I'll try to get through this as quickly as I possibly can. If you guys are new here and you haven't subscribed, by all means, hit that subscribe button right now. If you're watching us on DLive or Twitch, make sure you follow us. We've got a show schedule change, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But yeah, I invite you to, and guys, if you haven't shared it, if you feel like sharing this out and want to get more people involved here, then that will only make me unbelievably happy. So I would appreciate it. Okay, so to the brass tacks. Here's what's happened over the last few months. Well, I broke my heel. Many of you have seen the pictures. They're on my community page. They're not 8x10 glossies, but they're certainly there's certainly no shortage of viewpoints on this. They seem to take X-rays every time I go back for a checkup. Now, you've got to know that I'm not even at 100%. Sometimes this type of injury takes up to a year to heal, where you kind of feel like you're back to normal. Well, I certainly am not back to normal. It certainly has not been a year. In fact, my surgery was on January 24th. And the surgery went real well. It was minimally invasive, which means that they didn't have to cut the entire side of my foot open. It's just a kind of a V-shaped cut right underneath that, whatever the hell that heel bone is. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on the internet. And what they've done is, he's gone in, he's put in plates. You've seen the pictures, and about 7 screws to keep it all together. Now, they say that the bone doesn't heal for about 8 to 10 weeks. And what am I in now? Am I in about 7 weeks of recovery here? After the surgery, that is. I mean, yes, it happened on January 4th, but I believe I'm in about week 6 or 7 of my recovery. And I'm not supposed to be putting weight on it, but I told the doctor, oh, thank you. Thank you, Diana. Not many people would compliment an arch, and I for one appreciate that, like you don't know. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate the tweet out. This is a significant show, and not only do I get to tell you what happened, not only do I feel, hey Ed, how you doing? Flash in your pan, great to see you too, brother. But not only do I get to see you guys again, not only do I get to jump back in the saddle, but I've got so much news. Here we are, 10 after. I'm going to try to do all my announcements. Everyone, we should have a good crowd by now. I don't know what the numbers are. Oh, and don't forget to like if you are so inclined to do so. It really helps out the channel. As we all know, most of us are creators. So I broke my ankle. I'm in recovery. What else? You've already heard about my cabin fever. It sucks having to elevate this all the time. And I mean all the time, because once it's down for any amount of time, man, it wants to swell up, even in the boot. Now, I didn't get a cast. Thank heavens I didn't get a cast. I did not want a fiberglass, stinky-ass, hard to scratch yourself cast. I'm in a boot. And the doctor even said that I don't even have to wear that boot that often. So what I do is I wear it when I'm out, for protection more than anything else. And now I'm starting to wear it because I'm putting a little bit of weight on it, more so on the ball of my foot than the heel, of course, even though the heel is less sensitive, honestly, than the ball of my foot is. I know he said balls, but no time to laugh about that now. What else has happened in that time? Well, aside from the crushing depression of of being laid up in a recliner, having to sleep and I love sleeping in a recliner, believe me, but when you're forced to, it's a whole different story. But having to sleep in a recliner and being locked to that, pardon my language, that fucking thing for 24/7, that will throw you in a tailspin like you wouldn't believe. Then you read the stories about how difficult it is to get over this sort of injury. It's not like a sprained ankle. It's not like I broke my foot even, or my leg, which would be such a quicker recovery. Something about that heel bone is a very long recovery time. Again, I'm not a doctor. I only play one on the internet. Okay. So what else has happened other than that? Well, I am now working on location for a very large health care company, and this is not related to the recent scare. We all know what the scare is. This is actually this is totally related to digital marketing, and I couldn't be happier because it's steady work. It's full time, but it is on location. My wife, unfortunately, lost her position where she was. It was actually stolen from her, and we can talk about that later. I don't want to get into names or details, but it was very, very, very ugly, very unwarranted, put us in a horrible position. But this comment has just been quarantined for 2 weeks. Oh man, now Corona is in the chat rooms. What are we gonna do now? Guys, don't panic about this. Well, I can talk about this later. Oh, we're at 3:15, or no, we're at 9:13. I got a couple more minutes. Hang out, guys. Don't leave me here. I'm gonna bring you guys up. So so the timing couldn't have been better. I've had clients forever and working from home, but that changes the way that I'm going to be able to do this show. I've got to get up early. I've got to be somewhere. I can't, I'm not going to be working in my underoos or anything like that, but it's steady work. Money's good. And I couldn't be happier. I'm really excited about the work actually, because it's almost like working with a startup where I get to take control of their digital marketing from the deep end, right? We're talking about the website end, and just run with that. So I'm very happy about that. WTF, Mike, how you doing, man? Good to see you again. I just saw him last night, and of course, Drone Kings and Darwin is using gloves to type. Brad, you're practicing safe chat, and I can't tell you how important that is, folks. When you're done with a live stream, make sure you wash your hands. That's very important, and don't make a run on toilet paper. There's no need unless you're out of toilet paper. Yes, I do. I've got 3 people in queue, Ed, but I'm going to try to hang out with this as long as I can. Now, before I bring anybody else, one last it's somewhat of an announcement, but it's also a it's a cry for input from you guys. Because of this new position and my my workload, because it's going to take up a great deal of my time. I am one of those people who dive straight in, and I can't help but work after hours. I literally can't help it because I'm constantly thinking about the projects I'm on, constantly coming up with ideas. I get to take my laptop, the work provided laptop home, so I can do everything that I need to do at home that I can do there. Although there is advantages of being on location. So I have decided that this might just be a once a week show, but it won't just be an hour, it'll be an extended show. Sunday was my first choice. So I'm looking to you guys for input, whether you want to put it in the chat or you want to put it in the comments below if you're watching this after this live stream has rendered. I would greatly appreciate your thoughts on that matter because I think that if I tried to do it every night again, I would burn myself out very quickly, as busy as I'm going to be. And I think people might have been getting a little burnt out with my schedule the last time. So, but I was thinking my regular show would be one night a week. And you guys, I might even put up a poll on my community page. You can tell me whether or not what day you'd like to see that in. But it's going to be longer than an hour as the injury gets better. I'm going to stretch it longer and longer. It probably will start about 8 p.m. Eastern, maybe 9 p.m. Eastern. I haven't decided. Put that in the comments or the chat as well. Mike likes Sunday. That's awesome. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. It's Lottery of Life. And that way we'll have a get together once a month. Now, that's not to say that I won't go live, random too. It's like whenever I feel like it or whenever there's an issue. I was thinking about that, Wendell, but 2 or 3 nights, that makes it kind of tough. I might expand to 2 or 3 nights, Wendell. Thanks for the input. I might expand yeah, I know, you're right. Oh, let me address Wendell. Wendell, I might expand it to 2 or 3 nights a week. I just haven't gotten that far yet. I've only been working at this place for a week, so I want to find out how consuming that's going to be. And I figure for the interim, one night a week is going to be very comfortable for me. So we'll talk about that later. So okay, so Ronnie says she'd like to see us twice a week. Okay, that's fair, and it might happen. It might happen. 1 hour max is all I can sign in for. That's okay. That you can. Then I'll give you a range of hours to log in there, Wendell. And Flashing Pan says, your channel and your shows, Jim. You need to go in my gut. Yes, I know. But I want to give it to the audience and get their input so that I know what they want. You know how it is. You want to make sure that this is not. I guess it is all about me. But when you guys come on the show, it's not about me. It's about you. So I want to give you the opportunity to put some input. So having said that, let's just move on here to our first guest, shall we? And we've got, like I said, first come, first serve. And hide self view. And we'll wait for him for just a second here. I don't know what's, oh, there it is. Finally. Finally it shows up. I don't know. He might be away. Are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, I tell you what, Brandon, I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room. Oh, there you are. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you can hear me. Hang on just a minute there, bud. All right. Let me. This is where the rust comes in. It's been a while.
Yeah, just take your time.
Yeah. Give me a second here. Brad Chaston, okay, and I've got to see. I should have had all this set up, but it just seems like it's been so long. All right, here we go. Brandon, how are you, man?
I'll hold it better for you.
I gotta. Oh, that is better. That is better.
Hold on. This way.
It's good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Fine.
Good. What brings you to the show this evening?
Just fancied to catch up and make sure you're feeling better.
Well, thank you. Like I said, I am feeling better. I'm starting to put a little bit of weight on it. That's a good thing at this point. So how have you been since the last time we talked?
Not much really. Keep an eye on with my new doggy Wilson. Is still growing.
Cool.
And I've rebranded my channel name from Brandon Jackson to Brandon Jackson Vlogs. If you noticed in chat, guys.
I did notice.
So I just thought to myself, the most thing that I like to do is doing vlogs. It's the most number one thing I like to do. If I did like different videos, it's about thinking what's the next subject, what to do that's not vlog related.
Sure.
So I just move it just to vlogs.
Yeah, it opens you up quite a bit, doesn't it? Because you don't have to stick to a particular subject. Now, although that...
And that means you will be stressed out. What's the next subject?
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, I've said this often enough, and one of the hardest part about doing... Whoops, dropped off. One of the hardest... There he is, back. One of the hardest parts about doing this show...
So, you know, my battery's low.
Oh, that's okay. So. That's okay. Let me get this out. I'll ask you a few more questions, and I'll let you go so your battery doesn't die on you. One of the hardest things about doing the show is choosing different subjects. So I get exactly what you're saying, man. So have you had? I haven't looked at your channel for a while. Have you been moving up in the stats there?
Stats, yeah. Again, few more subscribers.
Yeah, as we all do.
Like, my vlogs are getting better in a way. And,
good.
Getting on with good vlogs.
Are you concentrating on the autism side at all, or have you just vlogged?
I finished off my secret project video. It's called the autism. I forgot the name of it. If you go to my channel, it's a fun there with me sitting on a couch with a green background.
Oh God, I hope it's not like my couch. You know, Ghana, she left. She went over to England without her couch. I just
remembered. It's sensory overload.
Sensory overload. Okay, guys, if you want to check that out, go check that out. That's awesome. I'll have to do it as well. I'm still subscribed to your channel, so I'll rush over there and check it out, Brandon. Before your battery dies, anything else on your mind, bud?
If you like to, you can check out my Dougie's channel called Wilson the Beagle. It's on my channel if you go to the channel section.
Cool. Very cool. All right, guys, check him out. Brandon, thanks so much for calling, man. Thanks for staying up so late. What time is it over there?
I have no clue.
You have no clue?
I've just been watching and waiting like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm living in my moments.
Well, get some sleep, my friend, and come back, will you? All right, buddy.
Just sit back and relax and watch your show.
Oh, awesome. All right, we'll talk to you later, bud.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh, Brandon, good friend of the show there. Oh, where's my cursor? There he is. Okay. Always good to talk to Brandon. He got a good little channel over there. Apparently he's got several now, one for his dog. Yeah. So check him out if you get a chance. Let's see. We'll bring up our next guest. Oh man, Mike, I forgot how much work this was. Let me give me a second here, dude. Oh, I've got all this. Oh, now I've got your old. Oh crap! Now I got to change it, man. You're gonna be creator spotlight show for tonight if you don't mind.
That's cool.
I can actually change that on the fly. So how you doing, Mike?
Pretty good. I just want to jump on for a second and tell you welcome back. Glad you're healing up.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. What is that? The Lottery of Life? Is that what it is, or?
Yeah.
I want to get it exactly right for you, bud.
That's cool. You can call me anything as long as you're smiling.
Lottery of Life. Yeah. I always try to smile, man. Well, it is good seeing you, Mike. It just seems like forever. It's funny how a mere 2 months can just seem like forever in this arena.
Yeah, really. So I kind of stopped and like on this Lottery of Life, I'm still doing my hydroponics. So I'm just getting back into it too.
Look, tell me a little bit about Lottery of Life, if you don't mind. I've lurked on a couple shows, and you've seen me pop in one. I think one of them since during my down slide there.
Yeah, it's all about the creator spotlight shows. Like we're focused on creators. That kind of took a different turn than what I started with. That was from working with other people, but it was about creators getting together and working and collabing and doing something great, and it turned into like a creator help channel. And then everybody wanted shout outs and individual help, and it was getting a little much, and it was turning something I didn't really want it to. Lottery Life is just kind of following like Gary Vee's philosophy. I've been following him for a while, and I put a lot of his stuff to practical use. So
yeah, he was actually in your last title, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that coming up on my notifications. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be in a lot of it, because it's a way of just giving back and just saying thank you, just stuff out there, because that's not a channel, like even with the Creator Spotlight show, this wasn't my main channel.
Mm-hmm.
I use this for like a testing ground, and then the things that work, I use on my hydroponics channel. So I don't screw around on that one. I test, and what works does and what doesn't. I don't know if doing that. But besides doing this, my hydroponics channel, my wife's got a channel. Besides YouTube, I've got Facebook, Instagram. I'm across all the different platforms.
Sure.
You got to be everywhere. I'm doing flipping with eBay, Poshmark, Amazon. I'm doing so many different things, and it's wild, and like different things are working. I just like to share it with people. And basically that's what Lottery Life is that, it's being an attitude of gratitude, the chances of becoming a human being 400 trillion and one, that, we have so much to be, I mean, me and you, we grew up, no internet, that we were, to do any marketing, you were stuffing envelopes and making phone calls on your little rotary dial phone.
Oh, how true. How true.
Yeah. So it's basically all that in a nutshell.
Oh, very cool, man.
Yeah. So I'm having fun with it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's you got to have fun, man, or it's just not worth doing. Just not worth doing. Not to bring this around to me again, but I was struggling with having fun myself. And that was mainly because of the injury, but I had to do a whole lot of reevaluating. So I know exactly what you mean, man.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Everybody's glad to have you back. I think it's a good deal. You start out with one, see how you're feeling, I think a little longer show too, because you get on for an hour and it always drag on a little more than an hour.
Yeah, I'm probably asking for trouble saying that I'm going to make a longer show.
Yeah, everyone's like, hey, don't go yet.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I guess there could be worse things though.
Oh yeah. And then as time goes on, pop in, like, to start random streams, if you get the inkling to, and then if you don't, and you just see how it progresses in that. Whatever you do, everybody's gonna love it.
Oh, I hope so, man. And thanks for that. I appreciate it, Mike. I'm gonna have to check out your Lottery Live show a little bit more. I like I said, I've been to a couple of them and lurked on a couple. And I saw that Gary Vee.
I mean, if we're all creators. We don't have time. I can't check everybody's stuff out. When you just DM me. We get more out of a chat than what our channel's about. So
how true.
Yeah.
Well, dude, thanks again for coming on, man, and well wishes and all that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thanks.
We'll
talk to you later. Whoops, wrong one. Mike, you're full screen. Don't panic.
Okay.
Take care, bud. I tell you, I didn't know how much I missed this. I honestly didn't. I saw somebody come in that I didn't get to say hello to, and that was Chris. Chris, where you at? Chris Hope, how you doing, Chris? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I missed you pop in. All right, moving right along, since there are no shortages here, which is awesome, and yet another reason I think that limiting the shows per week rather than 7, and of course he's not at his chair. See, that's the problem you run into with the waiting room. Oh, I should have had that up. That was classic.
You can use that.
Yeah, I didn't record it though. Oh man, that would have been so fun. That would have.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yes, Angel, it has. How are you, my friend?
I I see that you are like in your own form of recovery because if you remember last year, I was in a recovery of my own from my hit and run incident, but you didn't get hit by a car. You got like hurt from like some form of event, like hanging a tree or something in your home, right?
No, I was actually working on my son's garage door with him. And it's a commercial sized garage door. So that sucker's 14 foot high. And we were all the way at the top. And the springs took off past us and down we went. And that's how I broke my heel. But for you guys who did not see what I saw when I first pulled him up, there was no one. There was no one in that chair right there. And I'm just talking. And all of a sudden, you see that couch behind his right shoulder? Yes. All of a sudden, his head pops up. He notices he's on. And the face was priceless. I am here to tell you, priceless. Oh, man, that was funny. That was funny. So, Angel, how...
Sounds like you kind of like got your stuff into like your own sort of like injury from what were you doing again? Helping your son what?
Work on his garage door. Yeah. It's out in his shop, which has got 3 of those 14-foot doors, and I believe the small ones. I don't think it's an 8-foot. I think it's a 10-foot. But we were working on the motorized 14-footer, and did not go well.
Wow.
Yeah,
because when I saw your community tab post back in late December prior to
January,
the beginning of January.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I know it was like after your New Year's Day stream.
Yes. It was right after that. It was actually January 4th. Is when we came off those ladders. Hey, in Champworks Garage, my son is listening to the show as we speak. He's probably redoing his trailer. Guys, I got to show you this friggin' trailer. While we're doing stuff here, I'll try to transfer the picture over. It is just striking. Actually, I should do it before and after. But we were actually working on that same trailer that night when we decided to just jump up and start working on his garage door. So if that gives you any idea. And it was 3 a.m., no beer involved. It was 3 a.m. That evening when we both came off the ladders. So, while I'm doing this, Angel, tell us how things have been in your world since last time we talked.
Since the last time we talked, which I think was like your end of the year stream, because I know I wasn't on your New Year's Day stream. So, because I think it was like your second to last stream of 2019. Since the last time we talked, things have been going in like a direction, like a roller coaster, like up and down. But for the majority of it, everything has been going in a good direction. Other than what is going on right now, because I finally have a job. I've said it many times of how I want to look for a job here in 2020. I finally got one on January 20th, and I got a position as a cashier within an arena here in Arizona. And but sadly, that arena and many others have been affected by this current virus that's going around, because many events have been canceled, postponed, and suspended. And I was kind of, I wouldn't say shocked, but just I didn't expect it to go the way it did when the NBA announced that they were suspending all future games until further notice.
Yeah, I know it's.
And that's when I knew that many of the people within. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, because I thought you were done. I know that has just affected a ton of people, not just the players. And a lot of people don't think about that. So, yeah, I empathize with you, my friend. I've kind of been there, not in this exact situation. But, yeah, it's got to be tough. But go ahead.
Well, I wasn't talking. It's just that my internet connection kind of like was disconnected there. Even though it is connected, I think I may have too many windows open at the same time.
Oh, okay.
That makes it hard for me to connect with you here on Zoom.
Sure, sure.
But I was saying, so right now, many people who work in the arena within the major sports like the MLB, NBA, NHL are pretty much like out of work, not necessarily like unemployed, but just for right now, not able to go to the job that they do, because I've been enjoying the job that I've been having, and it's like the first real job that I've ever really had that pays me a really high hourly wage, and it also really has been a great benefit to me because I've been meeting so many great people within the work that I've been doing. But with what's been going on, it's now like, it's kind of like the question, what do I do now? Because I could try looking for employment elsewhere for the time being, but it's kind of putting me in a double position where I still am employed where I am right now, but just for right now, we can't go back anywhere because of all events. But if I were to go somewhere else, I would be doing double duty.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you think's going to come of that? Have they told you when it might they might have you back? Everybody back to work? Because I haven't heard.
Sadly, no, they haven't said anything. I'm pretty sure they're going to let employees know within the arena of where I work at, probably later on this week, or for any employee that works within the arenas of the major sports, because the arena that I worked at did more than just sports, and I'm pretty sure all arenas are like that. They did concerts, the family events. They were supposed to do Disney on Ice this past Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but that got canceled because of concerns of the virus. But and today there was supposed to be a Post Malone concert, but that has been since postponed. And there was another concert this upcoming Tuesday, but that has been postponed as well. So for right now, any thing within arenas are currently like hard to know what they're going to do for everyone. But for the arena that I work within, it's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure they'll inform people. Do I know if we'll be getting our paychecks still with the effect of us not being able to work? I don't know. They haven't said anything in terms of like getting our paychecks with what's been going on. And so I'm just going to need to wait and see. But for right now, I just am taking this as a benefit of catching up with people on YouTube, posting more videos, because people need to not look at it as a negative. They need to look at the positive, because at first I thought of it as a negative, but then I thought to myself, you know what, I've been working a lot since I started this job. I'm going to take this opportunity as a way to catch up with my channel, since I haven't been posting as much as I used to. And I'm also going to take this opportunity to try to get stuff done. So people need to look at the positives of things and not necessarily look at the negatives. Like with school, many schools are closing, like college campuses, K-12, because of the virus. Well, think of it as a negative if you're a stay-at-home parent, or if you're a parent who works from home. It just means more time with the kids. And if you're a college student, it just means an extended spring break.
That's true. That's true. Without pay, of course. For
Yeah.
Well, I hope that they decide to pay you something while you're off, Angel. Compensation in some way. I know some of the players are actually trying to give back to stadium staff and that sort of thing. I don't know how far that's going to go and how much there's available, but I'm pulling for you, man, and I hope it doesn't last too long. And it's great that you're trying to catch up on other things while you're waiting, though. That's awesome.
I'm just trying to look on the bright side.
Exactly.
That's all I'm trying to do, because I just am not like overly panicking over toilet paper. I'm not like trying to price gouge sanitizers. I'm not trying to sell toilet paper at a rate of $150 for one roll. I'm not trying to do any of this. I'm just trying to look on the bright side and trying to think more of this as a benefit to what is going on because do I want to go back to work at the arena and make that money? Yeah, I do, because I enjoy working with the people around me. But this is an opportunity to catch up.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so happy that you're keeping a great attitude about it, and that I'd never expect anything less from you, Angel.
Well, people need to stop looking at the negatives and looking on the bright side.
That's right. Always a silver lining, my friend. Always a silver lining. Am I right?
Yeah. But since then, I've been hanging with family as well. And the past couple of months since the last time we met, I've also have been getting a bit of an improvement of things. Like I've recently have improved things on my computer.
Awesome.
I extended the hard drive on here. I want to extend the processor and the graphics card, but I don't think I can, because I want to upgrade the processor to a Intel Core i7 processor, because right now my computer has an i5.
Uh-huh.
And I also want to upgrade the graphics card, because mine has an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti one, and I want to upgrade to 1660 Ti, but I don't think I'll be able to.
Well, save your money for the video card first, because that's going to be the biggest bottleneck. The i5 is actually a pretty good one, especially if it's I don't know if they made the i5 in quad core, but if it's quad core, you're good. The i7 will probably be a quad core, and that'll be better. But the i5 should still be good. Your bottleneck's going to be in your video card for video work. So, all right, dude. Listen, I'm going to move on. Oh, I had somebody drop off there. Going to move on here, Angel, and call my next guest, buddy. But thanks so much for being here, and thanks so much for your attitude, man. Appreciate it.
See ya.
All right, bud. We'll see you. All right. Yes, let me answer some questions in here. James, I actually got him. I got him in my queue here. I'm going to show him here in just a second. Yes, Royal Empire, I absolutely do still vape. I'm not going to give that up. I'm just about down to zero nicotine, so we'll go with that. Let's see. Who else did make a mention here? Falling asleep. Oh, that's okay, Diana. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Good night to you. Hello, not a great gamer again. Jesus, little eyeball. Steve Carpenter, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show, I should say. All right, now I mentioned a trailer that we were working on prior to the collapse, and here's the before picture. This is a gooseneck. It's I can't remember. I think it's James. You probably tell us 20,000 pound. No, he told me before 22 maybe. But anyway, triaxle, and it's very beefy, but it started its life out as a dump. And what you'll notice about this in particular is those stupid ass 3-inch square tubes on top of the main frame rails. Well, we changed that, or my boy changed it for the most part. I helped out as often as I could, and this is what it looks like today. Oh yeah, look at that. Now, what you'll notice on this one is not only is it wider, but it's also those fenders you can drive on. They're that strong. We actually engineered them for that very purpose, because some of the mud vehicles that he has, the toys. Do I see one in the back? Yeah. Wait, did you take the bed off that thing already? I don't know. Maybe it's an optical illusion from here, but oh no, that was a flatbed, but looks like it's gone, dude. Anyway, yes, and all these are gusseted on the sides there, brand new wood, and she just looks and is going to be fantastic. So that's what we spent most of the time on when we weren't falling off ladders. You know how that is. So, but she's beauty now, and stronger than he's put all new brakes on it. Repacked the bearings. Oh, what else, James? All new LED lights, new ramps, a ramp system where he can actually attach them full time. And you've seen the swing ups where you've got an arm that you clip onto it, so it retains the arms. You could make a nice sandwich on that. A wonderful sandwich, gamer. Absolutely. Oh, that's Kyle's rig. Okay. I couldn't figure out why it was gray. And and why there was no bed, flat or regular, on there. Love you too, Angel. Thanks again for coming on, man. All right. Where was I? We've got yet another guest here, and we might as well. Yes. Why you do this to me, Damie? Why you do this to me? All right. Who knows what movie that's from? Say so in the chat. I want to hear about it. Why you do this to me, Damie?
I've got I don't know. Are we live? I don't even know what's going on. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh,
well, I mean, now you're up there. Now you're up.
Well, hi, everybody.
Tony, how in the hell are you, man?
Well, I'm I gotta tell you, I'm better now. I gotta tell you, better now.
Good.
I was so excited. I saw you come on. I was so excited that I just have a little dedication for you, if that's okay.
Sure.
All right, well, as you well know, I am quite the proficient guitar player these days, and I wrote a little song for you. If it's okay if I play it.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Okay, excellent. This is called
Quiet Everyone. Quiet Everyone.
This is called Mr. Jim. Okay, here we go. Mr. Jim, he had a fall. Mr. Jim had a fall. You can't get out of the recliner, not at all, because Mr. Jim had a fall. Mr. Jim broke his foot. Mr. Jim broke his foot. It hit the fucking cement and it went kaput. Mr. Jim broke his foot. Mr. Jim's back tonight. Mr. Jim is back tonight. And that's why I got a chubby that's fucking right. Because Mr. Jim is back tonight. Go, man.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you, man.
Mr. Jim.
That was beautiful. I hope I don't get a copyright strike on that.
No, because it's mine, so I won't.
Yeah, please don't copyright strike my video that you're in.
We'll see how the rest of the conversation goes. If you piss me off, I'm hitting you.
Oh man, I'm so waiting. I'm so waiting for a copyright strike on me. You know, it's like, hey, that's my likeness.
Fucking guy looks just like
he looks and talks just like me. I swear to you.
Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see all these people. It's so nice to have all the family back in one house again.
It really is. And
I've been working so much. I lurk.
Oh, lurk? Yeah, me too.
I have to, because otherwise I feel like everywhere I go, it's so much typing and so much. So I've just been giving people love, listening to the conversations, and I say hi when I can, but man, I've been all over the damn place. But it's so nice when you got Ronnie G, you got Flash the Pan, you got Luke Duke, Susan Hamilton. I love Susan Hamilton.
Oh man.
You got WTF Mike, Dragons. I mean, everybody's in here. Fucking Ed, fucking Jesse.
We got the Busy Little House, which I haven't said hello to. How are you, Busy Little House? Thanks for being here.
Yeah, handsome ass Van Doozy on here earlier, and Angel Munoz, and you had that other kid,
Brandon.
Brandon was on there. It's crazy, man.
Oh, it's so fun though.
You got Gamer in the wings. Is he calling yet?
No, he's not. He's not in the. He's not in the green room.
Fucking slacker.
Well, he and Ghana were tying one on. They're
listen, you got friends, and then you got friends that are only your friends till a piece of ass comes around. And Gamer, you know which one you are, buddy. I'm only kidding. I'm in one of those moods.
I was waiting. I'm still waiting for somebody to tear me a new one for ignoring Discord because I just kind of withdrew, man. Just kind of withdrew.
I think honestly, I mean, we went through the holidays, and then if you watch the news at all, we've all, New Year's Day is the day that coronavirus news dropped first and started going.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, man, as a dad and, having 5 kids and a wife to take care of, I pay a lot of attention to that, And so it's a lot up and going on, I've been trying to do a little bit of YouTube when I can. And
I was excited to see you go live. I did pop in for that.
I went live on this channel. I went live on the Squirrel. I mean, on the Squirrel. Kind of testing out the Squirrel theory and seeing what I can do over there. I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got so much. I just got to start recording. I'll have time to do that now. So
Oh, good.
I've been doing reviews. I have a good time with the reviews. I got a funny skit about a drunk auctioneer that I wrote. And a bunch of other stuff, but anyway, who fucking knows? Right?
It wasn't my song.
And of course, listen, and don't believe the hype if anybody tells you ain't getting more of this. You're getting more of this. We all know right now. At some point on my channel.
Well, I know that took you years to master, dude. So you got to use it whenever you can.
See, that's how I feel, you know. Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't know, man. Like when you say that to me, I feel like Bruce Dickinson just told me to play my cowbell all over the room and just explore the space, baby. You know, that's what I felt like you just said to me there. That's great. Thank you.
Well, the world needs it, man. You can't keep that kind of talent from the world. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
The whole reason for the squirrel, Jim. You get it.
You can't hear him, Royal Elite? Do you know who Royal Elite is, Tony?
Royal Elite. The Royal Elite now.
Royal Elite Empire. That is the formerly Dangerous Criminals. Not many people know that. Yeah. I saw her over, what, it was at Poosh Studios live stream just earlier. Said hello.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you got going on over here.
Talk about a hiatus. Yeah. I'm going to call you Royal now. Royal, you took a long break there.
Yeah, I just had to pick her up there. I got to check this out and see what's going to happen. You know, that's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So
I was just saying, listen, when I went live, that was one of the things that we were talking about on the live. I was like, hey, like, who's seen this person? Who's seen that person? Like, people are missing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And DC was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know, what's up with Dangerous Criminals? I haven't seen her in forever. You know? And I mean, fuck, it seems like June or July. I don't know. But,
well, that sort of thing is bound to happen. Given as volatile as this platform is, man, it is bound to happen. People are just going to get tired of the bullshit and not deal with it anymore. I totally get that, because I was almost there. Too. I was literally almost there. I almost said, fuck this. I'm not going to do it anymore. I can't tell you how many times I said that to myself, but it was probably more self-pity than anything else.
I'll be honest with you. I got to be honest with you, because I love you. I do. I'm so fucking happy you're back, man. I told Brad, I don't think Jim's coming back.
Oh, you did?
I did. It was a little while ago, because you hadn't responded in Discord in so long.
I know.
You hadn't. It was just nothing. There was the updates had been like 3 weeks since you'd updated anything, and like, but the good thing was, like, it was almost like it was like fate. I said to him, man, I'm worried. I don't think Jim's coming back. And then that night, up comes the Jim test stream, and I was like, holy shit, it's Jim.
I don't remember seeing you on that one. Either one of the tests. Were you lurking on that one?
I was on one of them.
Okay.
I chatted with you on one of them.
You did?
One of my Dickman said hi. I think you had Ed up, I think. I was only in briefly. And the other one, I literally sat and listened to it because I was up laying down with the kids.
Oh, okay.
So I just listened to it with the headphones, yeah.
Yeah, they were odd times. Believe me, they were odd times.
Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I wasn't listening to it at nighttime. That's right. They were daytime, weren't they?
Tony owes me $20.
I don't know. Who fucking cares?
Mr. Lodak, how you doing, man? Brad says Tony owes you. Well, he's since retracted the message, but he said he owes you $20, or you owe him $20.
Well, that's because he was like, I'm telling Jim. I was like, I'll give you $20 if you don't tell him.
No, every time I posted, this is funny. We're talking about this is because every time I posted like an update on my community page, that was one of my, I'm getting back into it. I love doing it. I'm gonna try to keep everyone posted on my, and the reason I put milk in it on my thumbnail was because somebody in the comments on my community page says, how long are you gonna milk this? And I would love to say I was milking this, but man, I'm telling you, this has been the worst injury I've ever had in my entire life. And thank God it didn't happen until I was 56, but
it was probably that asshole puppet poetry. I've seen that.
I couldn't tell you who it was. It just struck me. I'm going, that's funny, man. That is funny, because it does seem like I'm milking it, but because I thought I'd be up in a week. When I thought it was a sprain, week 2, I was walking around on that shit. It hurt like hell, but I was literally walking around on that. I thought, this is not going to keep me down. And then, of course, that didn't work out well. I could never walk without it being unbelievably painful. That's when I went back to the doctor, and 45,000 X-rays and CT scans and MRIs later, it's broken. So That's when they decided to screw me down.
That was such bullshit that you found out so late, you know?
Fucked up. Like, I lost 3 fucking weeks of recovery. I should be walking right now. I'm going to get upset, but I should be walking right now. And that burns me up more than anything else.
All right, listen, I want you to feel like you didn't miss a day. Okay.
Honestly, I don't right now, but
I was going to ignore this, but I really don't want you to feel like you missed a day. So, Brandon, I never told you I was going to review your channel. I told you I'd check it out, and I did. I do have your intro, and if you paid attention to my channel at all, you would see that we're currently on a hiatus, and I haven't used anybody's intros, and I told you I'll let you know when I do. See, doesn't it feel like you haven't missed a day?
Really, that is exactly it. And absolutely, man. Oh, but you know what else would make me feel like I haven't missed a day?
What's
that? Boom! Just fucking with you, man.
I was getting ready to close on my
I know you were. I know. In fact, I thought that's where you're going when you start talking to Brand. I thought he's going to shut this shit down, and I already had thought about doing what I just did.
I was like, oh no. And then I thought about it. I was like, I don't know. Do I have anything else to say? I mean, I don't know how many more people you got lined up. You know me. I don't like to be the. Well, I don't like to be the guy who clogs it. I like to be the plunger who.
Sure.
Fix it. You know
well, Easton's coming up, and I think he's going to be my last guest for tonight because I want to move into this slowly. But I'm certainly going to be on every Sunday night for now until I decide to expand that and see how my schedule goes. Right now I've been up for an hour. I'm literally feeling pretty good. It's starting to get tight down on the foot. Cause I don't know, man, all your fluids just fucking say boom. And they swell your foot like stupid.
Well, I understand that. I'm a little tight in the pants cause you're back, but,
TMI.
I was just about to start going live weekly on Sundays at 9 o'clock. So I appreciate you fucking that up.
Oh no, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you got me. Yeah, you got me.
All right, if I can kick me off,
Tony, man, it's so good to see you again. So thanks for coming up, bud.
Absolutely. I'll see you soon, man.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Oh, geez. Oh man, you know that's why I do this shit. This is so fun. Who have I missed? American Gold Prospectors, how are you? Good to see you again. I hope I haven't missed anybody. I did say hello to Mr. Lodak. Mr. Lodak, how you doing? Good to see you. Let me call it my last guest. And let's see, can I still do this? Oh yeah, boom, that works. Okay, and then I'm going to call it a night for tonight. But listen, whoops, the clock. Pay no attention to the clock. I've got. I think I told everyone last time that I've got a new stream deck that's stuck in my PC, and I'm still trying to work out the bugs in it. So, but yeah, I'm going to call it. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night after this next guest. But know that when I do come on Sundays, it's going to be longer and longer and longer as my injury gets better, and I can stay engaged longer, because you know how it is. Right now I can feel it, and it's like a small grapefruit down there. not the best of scenarios, and I'm guessing no camera tonight, Easton. So.
No, I don't have a webcam still.
You don't have a webcam? Okay.
Nope.
That's fine, man. That's fine. Let me grab your moniker here, and we'll call you up with the talk guy. How are you, Easton?
I'm good. How are you, Jim?
I'm just fine. I'm going to talk to you like this. So, silhouette that with a bubble? No. No, how you doing, man? Good to hear from you again.
It's good to be back, man. I've missed your show.
Me too. Thank you, though. Appreciate that. I've missed doing it, and which is the reason I'm here tonight. And it's so much fun. I've forgotten how much fun it is when you find yourself in the position I was. You tend to. So no, I appreciate you missed it too. As hopefully won't have to anymore. So what's new in the Eastern world? I saw you What you just had a video up earlier today, was it, or was that last night?
I went live at like 10:30 last night. I'll probably go live again later tonight because I don't know. I don't know what to make video-wise anymore. I really don't have time to, so I don't know. And I have an iPhone now, so I can just stream with GarageBand, and it's easy because I literally to live stream now because I have Streamlabs on my phone. I don't even have to go through Streamlabs. I literally just swipe down from the top of my phone, hold the screen recording button, click Streamlabs, and I'm up. I'm running. It's
nice.
So much easier because I just have to have everything set up in Streamlabs, and then it's good to go. As long as it's set up in Streamlabs and YouTube.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, how come? Well, you've got just a second, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, take your time. Curious.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Curious as to why you didn't come on with your new iPhone, because they've got pretty good cameras, as I understand it.
I don't know, but
that's
okay.
No pressure, man. No pressure.
I'm so used to it because the last time I came on with a phone, it was with my old phone, and the camera and the audio sucked. And I forgot. Now that I've got this iPhone, I can come on with that, and it's going to be better. I'm just so used to coming on with the computer because I've got the microphone now, so it's a little bit better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you next time. I mean, this won't be your last time on the show for sure.
No.
So what else has been going on? Well, okay. So you say you're having trouble figuring out what kind of videos to do. Yeah. And it seems to me that'd be an easy choice for you, music, right?
Yeah, I just don't know what to do. Like it's just such it within that.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get back into live streaming a little bit. I can't live stream from my computer and into Studio One because whenever I open up Studio One, it just shuts down all of my audio. It's like Studio One hijacks all of it. So if I live stream, it's not picking up on any of my computer or mic audio. I cannot listen to any videos or anything with Studio One open. I can't even listen to a CD plugged into the it's in the computer. I can't anything. It's literally if I want to listen to something with Studio One open, I have to download the audio file and import it into Studio One if I want to listen to it.
That's strange. That is real strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you'll get the bugs fixed out. And in fact, I think you were having that problem last time we talked.
I've been having that problem since I downloaded Studio One.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me so mad. But
time for a new program, man. Have you thought about the free version of vMix or OBS?
Oh, I have OBS, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that should get you on. I'm not trying to pressure you to to get your camera here. I don't want that to. But what else? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You can go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you what else has been happening since last we talked.
Well, I don't even remember the last time I've been on here. So,
it was before Christmas, I think.
Okay, so did I tell you about the new electric guitar?
No. Well, yes, you did. As a matter of fact, the last show you were on. Is it a Squire?
No, it's the First Act.
Oh, yes. Yep. That's right. Yep. You sure did. You sure did.
Yeah, I broke it.
Nice.
So I actually, about a month ago, because my output was loose. I was live on YouTube, and my output was loose. And so how you fix that, you take the screws out, pull the thing out, hold on to the back, and tighten up the nut, or the nut. And that way the wires are not spinning inside and snap off.
Yeah.
Well, First Act does not know how to solder, apparently. So the wires snapped off.
Oh, yes.
So I fixed that yesterday with my grandpa. It was easy fix, not a big deal. And then I broke it again right before I soldered it. So I was trying, because I still have the really messy hairdo from the strings that are left over at the top.
Sure.
And I hate it so much. I was like, I'm just going to wrap it around the gear head as much as I can and cut off the excess. Yeah, I wrapped it a bit too much on that E string on string 6. And boom, it's the whole thing around that gear head unravels and it's holding on by one strand. And then at the nut all the way down to the bridge, it's normal, except really, really loose.
Oh, man.
And so I just replaced the strings whenever I got the guitar.
Yeah.
And now I got to go back to Guitar Center and buy new strings and replace it. Plus, just to add to how bad I can work on guitars, I suck at it. Just to add to it, I put string 1, that high E string, on backwards. So it's messing up the pickup for both the E string and the B string. And it's...
nice.
I'm so mad at myself. I was like, why the heck? The one string that I did by myself with nobody watching me, I put it on backwards. Like, that's totally my luck. That's totally something I would do.
Well, what is life without a few challenges?
Yeah.
You'll get it, man.
I'm excited though, because I'm gonna be working from my mom's 6th grade teacher over summer break on his farm, and so I'm gonna get a 12-string guitar with that. So more 6 more strings to break.
Well, you're the man for the job.
Yeah. And then my dad said if I lose 50 pounds. I wish I could screen share, but I don't know how to, and there's not enough time for that anyway.
No.
But there's a piano that it's a Williams Legato 3, I think, and we haven't really agreed on which piano he's going to get me, but based off of what me and my mom are debating right now with him, it's kind of whatever I pick, as long as it's not like a Nord 4, which is like $2,000. As long as it's like reasonable and then it's because if you get me like the argument is if it's too expensive, then it's worthless. Why would it's not worthless. Well, if it's too expensive and I don't like it, then
it's a waste. Yeah.
But if I get too cheap of one, then especially those lower notes sound really bad. And so getting the one that I want is about $270, about a medium range one from what I've looked at. So and I've listened to a ton of videos of people playing it, and it sounds amazing. Plus, since I have an iPhone, I can literally Bluetooth it to that, and I can control the piano, and I can also track in GarageBand with that piano. So that's nice.
Cool.
And I've also got another really expensive plan. Jason helped me inspire this plan. All my expensive plans start off with Jason. Like he does something, and I'm like, that's cool. I want to do that. So. Told me he has what is it? It's an Epiphone Les Paul Standard, I think. And so he said that he took the pickups out of it and put MEGs, I think is what they are. I don't remember.
I'm not a guitar guy, but I'll go with that.
Yeah, it's MEG pickups, I think is what it was. And
EMG probably.
EMG, that's it. That's it.
Says the man who doesn't know anything about guitars. A little story behind that. It's really weird. I can't play guitar because pain in my wrist. It was an old motocross injury, and
I had the same issue because I fell in my driveway a couple years ago and landed with my left hand in a push-up position. That's when you have to hold chords down.
Yeah.
And I sprained my wrist, and then 3 hours later, out of total stupidity, I picked up my guitar.
Oh, geez, no, bad news.
That was a
bad idea.
But actually, the more I play it and the longer I play it, so like I've played for 3 hours in a row, it kills my wrist. But then next time I pick it up, it hurts less and less and less. So it's like,
oh, okay, yeah, you're working it back into it.
Yeah, I'm working whatever I had in my wrist out, whatever injury, I'm working it out. So thank God.
Yeah, well, like I said, as someone who probably won't play guitar, I've been looking a lot into modifying and repairing them because I'm a craftsman out in the wood shop. And a lot of metal work too, and of course I'm a musician, and I love the thought of bringing guitars back to good. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on it as well. And
so have I.
Yeah. So it's funny. Go ahead.
Now that I'm getting into music as much as I am, I don't want to have to constantly run back to Guitar Center and Grandpa's house to go be like, hey, I need this fixed, and then because in Guitar Center. I needed them to put one. I was gonna have them put that string on that I put on backwards. That way I didn't do that, and they wanted to charge me $40, $20 for new strings, which I just replaced all of them, and so I just needed that last one installed. And they want to charge me an extra $20 for them to do it. I was like, nah, not happening. I was like, I'll go do it at home, screw it up, and it'll still be playable, and I will be fine. And that's exactly what I did.
Well, you're a handy guy too. I mean, all the work you've done with bicycles and things like that, that teaches you a lot about working on those small things. Plus your grandpa, he's showing you how to solder and things like that. That'll get you far, real far. And, the fortunate part about guitars is they're not nearly as complicated as people think.
Oh, they're not at all.
No.
The Epiphone will be, though. It's got 4 knobs instead of 2, but,
on the electronic side.
Soldering.
Yeah, on the electronic side a little bit. Hey, look, speaking of guitars, Frozen Fury's in the house. How you doing, Frozen Fury? Good to see you.
Perfect.
I know, right? Perfect segue. We also have Dennis Dayton. Dennis, how are you? Did I miss anybody else? I don't think so. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. So yeah, you shouldn't have any problem working your way into being a luthier of sorts. And I would encourage it. Start on that first act, because that's going to be one of the least expensive guitars you can probably buy, and will hurt the least if something goes hideously wrong, like you were saying a minute ago.
and see, the thing is, like I was saying earlier, I want to put those whatever the pickup was I was talking about in the Epiphone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to take the original Epiphone pickups out, and because I think there's 2 in the Epiphone Les Paul standard.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 1 in the first act ME 431, and so I want to take out my pickup in my current guitar to put a Epiphone pickup in there.
Okay.
Because I hate the pickup so much, because whenever I plug it in, I have an audio interface built into my mic, and so whenever I plug it in and it's just going from the plug-in to my headphones, it sounds so good. But whenever it goes to the USB cable into Studio One, it sounds like trash.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And if I plug it into an amp or stuff like that, it just doesn't sound good. It's just my headphones making it sound good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. It's just too much of a muffled sound for me. It doesn't come out. It doesn't sustain the way I want it to.
Sure.
And so that's why I'm thinking if I change the pickups, then that will hopefully fix it a little bit. But and also, putting the E string on correctly might help a lot too.
that's gonna be a lot of help. In fact, RC Art says start with a good neck, and you can make your guitar body out of almost anything. He's absolutely right. How many videos have we all seen who are into this sort of thing, of people making guitars out of all sorts of materials? Man, it is just it is.
Noodles,
ramen noodles, colored pencils. I was just gonna say that. Legos. I saw somebody pour a bunch of acrylic and over Legos where he'd outline the body, and then of course.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it's just never ending. Hell, I'm gonna make my CNC cut a guitar body out one of these days, just to say I've done it.
Yeah.
Probably not the neck, or maybe the neck, and just get a rosewood fingerboard or something from there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I want to get into. I want to learn how to build stuff like that, and like not necessarily build it out of ramen noodles or anything. Because if I'm gonna make it out of, I don't want to be that. If I did build one out of ramen noodles, it'd make a great video, because it'd just be a video of me writing a song with the guitar, and then after getting done tracking it, who doesn't want to watch a teenager eat their guitar, whatever.
Well, you might have a little bit of difficulty with that, because I don't think they cooked them. That would be a sloppy mess. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know, because I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Easton, we're at 10:12. Like I said, I'm going to make these longer as time goes on, but my foot needs some rest. I'm probably going to ice it up before I hit the sack tonight. But I'm going to call this one a show, but I can't thank you enough for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, man. Anytime. Good luck with.
I got to remember how to get out of here.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll just put you back in the waiting room, and then you can shut down Zoom or whatever, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
But keep working on those things, and keep us apprised of your progress and even your failures. All right.
Hopefully, I have plenty of both.
Well, we're hoping for the successes. So.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. You take care now.
You too. Have a great evening.
All right. Bye-bye. Oops. And I almost just removed him. All right. Yeah. What the fuck, Mike says, for being my supposed doppelganger, you haven't told me nearly enough inappropriate jokes. You're right, Mike, I haven't. And I'll change that as soon as humanly possible. But for tonight, I'm going to call this one. I'm going to call this one in the books, folks. I've got to ice up this foot. My week starts on Monday, like most everyone else's does now. And when meetings are called, I got to make sure I can hobble in there with a little bit of dignity. So I'm going to do that tonight. But listen, thanks so much for being here on the what I would call the re-inaugural video call-in show. It won't be my last. I'm look for another announcement for next Sunday show. I may pop on during the week at random. I'll try to make sure that I alert everyone. But you know, it's getting better, and I only look for better things. So listen, like I always say, make sure that you treat others like you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this would be a wonderful world. We will be back next Sunday, if not sooner. I want you all to take care, stay safe, wash your hands, avoid groups for the moment. But you know, let life go on as normal.